So, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is pretty much going to be the end-all be-all Smash Bros. Game, or at least that's what I got from all the advertisements. When the game was first showed off at E3, we got the knowledge that every single character would come back, even the one nobody gives a shit about. This, of course, came with the caveat that we wouldn't get many new characters, which was totally understandable, not just because of the returning veterans, but also because of the quality over quantity approach the dev team over at Bandai Namco and Sora Limited seemed to be taking with the new characters. Starting off, we've got Inkling, and while he was about as predictable as the new Alpharad video being really unfunny, he still 100% deserves his slot in the game and fits right at home with the rest of the cast. Speaking of deserving a slot in the game, we finally got Ridley in Smash Brothers. Ridley, the humongous pirate main antagonist of one of the most underrepresented series in Smash. Ridley is in contention with two other characters for being the most wanted newcomer in the history of the entire Smash Brothers series. Or at the very least, from what I've seen anyway. His huge size, awful recovery, and terrible frame data make this guy a perfect fit for the bottom tiers of Smash Brothers, just like his rival. Next, they announced their big third-party character for the game, Simon Belmont, the main protagonist of the first, second, fourth, and maybe a couple other Castlevania games, and is pretty much the de facto face of the series. Simon makes a perfect fit into the Super Smash Bros. Lineup. Out of all the third-party characters in this game, Simon is quite unique as he actually deserves to be in Smash, unlike Sword Boy and Witch Bitch. A little while later, they finally decided to announce K. Rool for Super Smash Bros. The humongous pirate main antagonist of one of the most underrepresented series in Smash. He's in contention with two other characters for being the most requested newcomer in the history of the Smash Bros. Series, or at least what I've seen anyway. His huge size, amazing recovery, really good frame data, and great projectiles make him a perfect fit for high tiers in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, just like his rival Diddy Kong. Oh boy. Isabel's the thing. Now this is it. The final direct. The last hurrah for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's roster. With the whole world watching in anticipation, Sakurai decides to make his last character a random Pokemon. Okay, fucking, I like Incineroar. He's probably my favorite Alolan Pokemon, but why? He wasn't even the most popular starter. Decidueye was. He wasn't the most important for the lore. Tapu Koko was. He wasn't even the main Pokemon in the anime, like Greninja was for Smash 4. Lycanroc was. Furthermore, the idea of a heavyweight fire-type starter isn't unique or a fresh one. I mean, Incineroar is fine, I guess. He looks fun, and I'll probably play him a little bit. I just don't really understand this pick. Inoffensive at worst, decently interesting at best. All of these characters were inoffensive and remarkable at worst, and mind-shatteringly hype at their best. And with all of that momentum, they just decided to show off a fucking plant. Okay, here's the thing. Every single character up to this point had a good reason for being in this game. But a plant? I can't help but ask, literally fucking why. At first, I thought Piranha Plant was picked purely for the surprise factor, but an interview with Game Informer proves this not to be true at all. Quote, I'm actually not paying too much attention to the surprise element when we introduce a new fighter. The surprise element quickly fades once the announcement has been made. Rather, I believe it's important to have a good balance as a game. And past titles in the series, Mr. Game & Watch, Rob, and the Duck Hunt Dog, were some examples we offered outside of people's typical expectations. However, if we don't have these types of fighters, and we only had typical hero-heroine type fighters in the lineup, there's not much difference. It's probably not very interesting, correct? Also, unlike some main characters from some not widely known franchises, Piranha Plant is a character known very well. And I want to make sure to remind everyone that this is a limited time fighter offer. everyone can get for free as an early purchase bonus. So, this interview gives a little bit more insight onto the choice of a random drone in Super Smash Bros., but not much. I get that they wanted to add in a joke character for this game for the sake of variety, and then agreed that a joke character is a great idea. But, like, why Piranha Plant? This is a character that pretty much purely exists in one spot forever. How do you expect me to take this guy seriously as a new fighter? If you're gonna add in a joke character, why don't you also make it something that justifies itself? Wii Fit Trainer was a joke character, but she also represented a very important era of Nintendo history, the casual Wii era. While she wasn't the most highly requested character ever, she still justifies her inclusion. But Piranha Plant? What does it have going for itself? If you want recognizability, pick Goomba. If you want moveset potential, pick Koopa Troopa or Hammer Bro. I just don't understand what about this little fucking plant justifies a slot over characters like Waluigi, Shadow, Crystal, Bomberman, Isaac, Samurai Goro, Springman, Takamaru, Ashley, or any other character that was chosen to be less important than a plant and was cursed to the realm of assist trophies. The hell for Smash characters. Hell, by their logic, we need to make Baby Yoshi a playable character, because he's the only character in World 1 of New Super Mario Bros. U who isn't a playable character yet. Ugh. Okay, I know it seems like I'm pretty down on this little guy, and that's because I am, but I genuinely want to talk about Piranha Plant for just a minute. I don't hate Piranha Plant as a Super Mario Bros. Character. He's actually one of my favorite enemies. I've always been a massive fan of plants. When I was a kid, Venus flytrap and cacti were by far my most wanted pets, and I would beg for them every time I went to Lowe's with my mom. Hell, I still beat off the plants on the reg. I want to emphasize that I don't dislike Piranha Plant because he's just some stupid potted plant, or because I inherently hate the character. I dislike their inclusion because I don't feel like a random drone character deserves a spot among the video game all-stars that Smash Bros. Always flaunts. It feels like the inclusion of a character like this lowers the overall impact and cheapens the phrase video game all-stars into fucking anyone who gives a shit. Even as a joke, I still feel like he doesn't really deserve to be in the roster at large. Anyways, let's get on to why I think Sakurai and the Smash team chose Piranha Plant to be a character in the first place. Like Sakurai said in the interview, he doesn't just want standard hero-heroine characters in Super Smash Bros., and that the choice of Piranha Plant was made for the sake of keeping things interesting. While I don't doubt that's true, I do think there's much more to it than that. As I said before, if all he wanted was an off-the-wall pick, there are much more off-the-wall and random picks out there than Piranha Plant. So there has to be something specifically about Piranha Plant that piques Sakurai's interest, and I think I know just what. Or maybe I don't. I'm just some random dude blabbering about a plant on the internet. Masahiro Sakurai has been making Smash games for the better part of 2 decades, so he's pretty much seen and done it all by this point. You want a big head psychic boy? Here you go. You want a race car driver who has literally never even been outside of his car? Dinner is served. You want a pretty boy anime swordsman? Have a buffet. There isn't much he hasn't done, so in making a new character, he's probably looking for something fresh, something different, something he's never done before. And I'll be damned if a literal potted plant isn't something different. The 6 main game characters are all metaphorical check marks on a list of required characters for Smash. The token Pokemon, the token fan favorite, the token new IP character. And the 5 proper DLC were all chosen by Nintendo with little to no input by Sakurai. So him wanting to flex his creative muscle and do something different for the one character he can experiment with doesn't seem like an unfair thing for a person of his stature to do. Furthermore, Piranha Plant looks like a character that didn't take too long to develop compared to pretty much every other Smash Bros. Character. If you look at someone like Incineroar, every one of his animations must be specifically designed in a way to make it look right with the way bodies push out force. Let's take Incineroar's forward air as an example of what I'm talking about. As you see, his arms have to be in exactly the right places to point the center of attention from them and onto his legs. Furthermore, his legs have to continue this momentum that his arm started and put all of the audience attention right on his feet, where the attack hits. Moreover, his fingers have to be just the right way to make it look like there's a natural recoil throughout his whole body, and his head has to simultaneously do, as I said before, and have a good recoil, look right at his opponent while he's using the move, and did not look at his opponent while using the move, because that wouldn't make any sense. If all of what I previously said isn't exactly perfect, then the move looks off, and that's a really bad thing. This level of meticulous detail goes for pretty much every single move in the entire game because it has to. Otherwise it looks bad. And you don't want your game to look bad, especially the level of game that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is. Now, let's compare that to Piranha Plant's forward air. Since Piranha Plant's body is essentially two big blobs connected by a line, it makes the animation much easier. As you can see with this move, Piranha Plant hits the opponent with the pot, or the bottom blob of their design, in an underhand fashion. Since there's another blob at the top, that blob can do nothing while the line connecting the two blobs pivots and swings 90 degrees to hit. Directing the point of action is easy as hell, because of the fact that Piranha Plant's middle is just a straight line. This clearly and easily directs the point of action. You don't even need to add much recoil into the plant's attacks because of the two blob design this character has. They can't be pushed back and curl up their fingers because they literally don't have fingers. They can't wince and close their eyes because they literally don't have eyes. They can't take much recoil from their attack because they literally do not have the parts of their body to do this. This easy design mentality goes for pretty much all of Piranha Plant's moves. With all that out of the way, you can probably see how a design like this is not only more unique and fun compared to everyone else, but a lot easier and a lot less time consuming to come up with and program. One thing I haven't really talked about much was how Piranha Plant is actually coming into the game. It is a limited time free offer for those who get the game early and can be purchased with money at a later date. Probably like $5 maybe, I don't know. I haven't really been clear on that. A character who purely exists to be a glorified pre-order bonus has the opportunity to be a lot more experimental. And since I already discussed why Sakurai might want to choose a design like this, doesn't it seem perfect to put in this joke, easy designed character as a reward for your most loyal customers, or your most loyal fans? None of what I just said is supposed to invalidate the criticism I made towards this character. It's just meant to give people a better idea as to why Piranha Plant was probably chosen in the first place. Granted, if you wanted to make a crappy pre-order bonus, you could have probably just made it an echo of some random character like Chunky Kong or whatever, and it would have done the same effect, and you wouldn't have had to spend like 5 months fully developing a new character when you could have spent that time making new DLC. But hey, that's me, that's whatever, haha, I didn't say anything. What? You didn't hear anything? Whoa. As I've said before, Piranha Plant was chosen as a joke character, and if you've been on the internet as of late, you can tell that this joke has certainly landed. The whole Smash community has pretty much been like, I've been thinking, I'm so excited for Smash Bros. Ultimate. I just can't wait for that game to come out. Did I hear somebody say, Smash Brothers? Yeah, mate, I really love those games, and I'm super hyped to play Ultimate in December. Nice. Who do you want to main? I don't know, mate. There's a lot of characters that look fun. I've always been a really big K. Rool fan. Snake was one of my main characters in Brawl, and Cinnamon might be fun to kind of mess around with a little bit. Why didn't you say Piranha Plant? Because I don't think he looks that interesting? What the hell did you just say to me? I'm just not super interested in Piranha Plant?
Dare you go against our Lord and Savior like this?
Whoa, I didn't mean to offend you like this, buddy. I'm sorry. You can love whoever you want. You can do whatever, man.
Plant gang.
What?
Plant Gang. Plant gang, plant gang, plant gang. Plant gang.
What the hell?
Yeah, people seem to ironically really like this guy. He's kind of become the meme around the Smash Brothers corner of the internet. And I'd be lying if I said that it's not annoying. But fuck it, it's the internet. What more could I have expected? Granted, this isn't to say that everyone who is excited for Piranha Plant is just an ironic memer. It's just to say that everyone who's excited for Piranha Plant is just an ironic memer. All I'm saying, no one wanted this guy until we were given the holy plant by the gods above. Alright, so before I wrap things up, let me quickly address some shit I expect to get, assuming anyone watches this video. You're wrong. Probably. You're so pretentious. Do you even know how hard Sakurai had to work to make this character for you, and for free at that? You have no right to complain, you hater. First off, disliking something is not the same thing as being a hater. Second, just because someone works hard on something does not mean everyone is obligated to like that thing, you fucking dingus. If your logic is that, well, Sakurai worked hard to make this for you, so it's good, or else you're a hater, was sound, then why do y'all hate the Mii Fighters? Their characters that Sakurai worked hard on, so shouldn't they be just as loved as the rest of the cast? Plant gang. Shut the fuck up. I want to play Piranha Plant because I think their moveset looks fun and like they'll fit my playstyle. Not everyone who likes this guy is just some ironic memer. You know what? Fair enough. I know this video kind of painted Piranha Plant memes as memey little shits, and that isn't 100% true. There are certainly people who ironically like this guy for their moveset, their character. It's just that, most of the people I've seen are ironic shitters. Alright, so that seems to cover my opinion on Piranha Plant sufficiently enough for the time being. If you guys would like to leave a like and subscribe, that'd be very much appreciated. But for now, I'm out. Bye-bye.